Good morning and welcome to the Sabi Sands, South Africa. We are here on Djuma and Arathusa, and the weather this morning has not quite made up its mind yet. We had a little bit of rain on the way in, and then when we were getting all the cameras and equipment sorted out to head out a few minutes ago, we heard some thunder rumbling. And Jason, who's on camera this morning, will pan around a little bit. We're not at the best vantage point here, but just to give you an idea of the clouds moving by. So we could potentially have some issues with weather, but we can see a little bit of blue sky and sun dotted behind these clouds, so with a little bit of luck it's not going to affect us. But at least the weather is nice and cool, so cool weather is a bonus. Now, potential plans for this morning are to head towards Shadow and her cub, a female leopard, and a cub of hers which is about 5 months old, we're told. So they've been in the same place for coming on 3 days now, or 3 nights, and there's some hyena at the base of the tree, so we need to go back there and investigate, see what's happened. There is going to come a point in this scenario that the meat is finished by the leopard and some of the bones may drop down, the hyena may finish them, and then the leopards can move off, and that would be great to see. And then hopefully we'll be able to get you some better visuals of the cub and her mother, or its mother. We're not sure if it's a male or a female, the cub. So we will start by making our way across there. It's not very close to where we are here, but we'll take a slow drive across there and see what we can find along the way. Alex is in final control this morning, so he's going to be directing from that position. And for any of you who may be new and this may be your first safari, welcome on board. And what's important to realize is that it's an opportunity to be interactive with myself, so if you would like to ask me any questions, to do so you would hashtag Safari Live on Twitter, or questions at WildEarth.tv on email. So send through some questions, and Alex, who's in control, will do his best to filter some of those through to me as the drive continues. And for all the regular viewers, who there are many, welcome back, and I hope we have a good morning. If our luck continues as it has been over the last week or so, last few weeks, since we really got here, to varying degrees and levels, we've had some incredible game viewing. Alex has just fed me through some comments about what people are saying on Twitter. So some remarks about my hair this morning, as well as apparently a bet going on regarding how long you'll think it'll take for me to get out of the vehicle. So I don't even know the answer to that question at this stage. Only Mother Nature does, so we shall see. Here's Brian's mother. And for those of you who may be confused, Brian is one of our cameramen, yes, but this is not his mother. One of the wildebeest that were born and given birth to by this individual that Jason is showing you was named Brian after the cameraman Brian. And we worked out yesterday that it was just about 2 months ago that she would have given birth to a calf, so incredible to see how quickly they grow and develop over this short period of time. And they gave us a beautiful private escort down this road last night, the same herd of wildebeest. Some zebra, which I'm very happy to see because we haven't seen zebra for a while. Well, I speak on behalf of myself. I'm not sure if Mark's had any luck there. Zebra and giraffe, though, are two of the less seen animals in the Sabi Sands, which is interesting. You can find yourself on the final drive of a 3 or 4 day safari in this area and you'll be literally tracking zebra, trying to show your guests them. So quite interesting how that works, because typically it's the leopard and the lion that you struggle for, but in this area it's zebra and giraffe that can often be your hardest to find animals. Now those are all females walking away from us. They're difficult animals to sex, zebra, but the females do have a vertical black strip between their buttocks or their rump, whereas the males' rump touch one another. There's no vertical white stripe. I'm hoping if they do continue walking down this road we can follow them for a bit, and this way I'll show you exactly what I was trying to explain to you regarding these white stripes or the black stripe. So this is the stallion at the back. You can see where his hind quarters meet. They touch one another, so it's white on white, whereas the individual to the right who's just wagged her tail, you'll see a vertical black stripe. Wag your tail again, quickly. No. Well, they weren't hanging around for us, sadly, but I hope that made a little bit of sense to you as to how to sex the zebra. Now, did Alex just say something there, Jason?
Question is going
Thank you. Just let me know if you're saying anything again, because my earpiece. Yeah. Yes, go ahead, Alex. Folks, on a morning like this where we do need to cover not a long distance, but it'll probably take us about 15-20 minutes to get to where we need to get to in order to see what's going on with Shadow and her cub. I'm not going to delay too much along the way because we do have quite a specific goal in mind, and the sooner we get there the better. And it is a scenario that we've been following for, this would be the 4th drive that we would have gone back to the same place, and in that whole period of time the cupboard that stuck up the tree in all likelihood has not come down, not even once. So it'll be interesting to see when it does come down, and wouldn't that be wonderful if we got the timing right. And to get the timing right in nature, the only thing you can do is invest a lot of time toward any certain thing that you may want to see. It takes hours and hours of being out here to be rewarded with special sightings. So just like this situation that we are involved with now, and where we're going now with this leopard cub that we've been, and a mother that we've been watching for the last 3 drives, and now this will be the 4th. By spending more time there, we're increasing our chances of seeing something special happen there. So that is the main goal for the initial part of this morning. I'm going to have to get some radio updates and see if there are other vehicles in that position, but I can only do that when I get a little bit closer by. I'll actually have to change radio channels because the area that we're going into operates on a slightly different frequency to the area we're in now. Morning stations, it's Scott here. Can anybody copy me? Well, sadly nobody can copy me on that radio, which is not a problem. I know where we need to go, which is the fundamental thing here, but sadly the radio is not working too well at this stage. And all that means is that I won't be able to get a potential standby, which is how the guides manage and monitor sightings and make sure not too many vehicles get into one position. But hopefully when I am close by, the video contact will improve, and that way I won't skip ahead or chase anybody out of that sighting unfairly. Really fortunate this storm seemed to sneak past just east of us. When we were heading to work this morning, we even thought about cancelling the trip in, because the storm that was brewing was really massive, and we did even get some rain before we had even got out of the gates of the camp half an hour away. So we nearly aborted the mission, but thankfully we didn't, because it's turned out for now to be absolutely perfect. Sadly, this road we're driving down is, well, firstly a bit bumpy, but that doesn't affect you too much. But it's also very hard, and by being very hard, it's difficult to see any tracks of animals that may have walked down this road. It is still possible in certain areas, but it's an easy road to see tracks on. So I'm not expecting to get any major clues of anything interesting as we drive down this road. And even though we're driving towards what could well be a confirmed sighting, we're not 100% sure the leopard will still be there with her cub. There's a chance she would, there's a chance they may have finished the kill and moved off. But either way, it's fairly guaranteed. But instead of just rushing there and not worrying about looking for animals along the way, it's important to always try and keep an eye out, because if they're not there, then hopefully we've got a plan B to follow up on. This road, however, that we've just turned onto is wonderful for tracks. I can already see that a hyena's been walking down the right-hand side of the road. Good. Sorry guys, I don't seem to copy you well unless I'm nearby, and just wondering any updates on Shadow and Bantuan. Okay, well, not copying anything. I'm going to make my way to that position and hopefully not bump anyone. So just to warn you, if some of you haven't been following the last few drops, you won't know that where we're going is right on the edge of our broadcasting signal. So if the signal does cut out at any stage, we don't have a second veal up this morning. Mark's got a morning off to relax, so just bear with us. We may have to reposition the vehicle and jiggle the antenna at the back of the vehicle in order to get a better picture. So that is something that I could just pre-warn you about, because there may be a few small signal issues, but that'll be most likely when you're actually in the sighting, if the sighting is still going. I sadly can't hear anything on the radio. Some vehicles may well have already gone there and discovered that the kill is no longer in place, and once that killer's gone, the whole situation would have diffused. The hyena wouldn't carry waiting there for very long once the opportunity to get food has disappeared. Is this the way I want to go, or do I want to go the other way? I think we can get this. How are you doing there, Jason?
I'm quite happy.
Are you focused?
Very
okay, because I don't see your head scanning from side to side, but if you're focused on one area that you're feeling like Jason's looking up at the moment, so you've got a lucky. Okie dokes. Now we should be heading in the right direction on the right road. Cool. Yeah, see it. Many blessings. What a beautiful area this is. Wouldn't it be nice to see a leopard? Apologies again for the, but I did try and warn you that we are on the edge of our broadcasting signal here. As you can see, there are some hyena. Now sadly my monitor doesn't work, so I don't know which one Romeo is showing you, or whether both are shots. Either way, there's an adult and a slightly younger individual. The younger individual spots some more prominence than the adult, who has less prominent spots. Now they are waiting around for the remains of this impala kill up in the tree. And as you can see, there's not very much left there. And the leopards have moved off. There's no sign of the cub here. Oh, but this hyena has come up to investigate us, so maybe we should try and make the most of this little opportunity. And it's coming to sniff around the base of this tree. And it must be torture because they can see that food up there. There's not much, but they would consume everything that's left up in that tree, but sadly they've got no means to get to it. Now I'm guessing the leopard cub and its mother have moved off and are safe. They do come across hyena a lot in their life, especially in this area, do leopard cubs. So it wasn't an uncommon scenario for that leopard cub to be stuck up this tree for a few days with hyena lingering below. But probably some stage last night the mother and her cub managed to slink off without the hyena realizing. And I wonder where they could be now. Wouldn't it be wonderful to find them now? This hyena looks like it's in great condition. And also this is another animal that's nice to see again because the hyena den site is no longer active. In Djuma we don't guarantee sightings that we used to. Where the leopard and her cub headed off to, that is our next problem that we need to try and solve. It would be so nice to find. Okay, well I don't think a lot's going to Fog's glove. Okay. Do next. Yo. Wonderful. We do whistling away to the birds, and the bird call I was doing is an orange breast, like a new one calling out on our one side. Coming to shut it and see if they were still here. The gamble didn't pay off, and now we are paying the price with technical difficulties. We knew that it was on the boundary, but as problems because we signal exactly where we are going to head, but that's not because it'll go a bit of a way before I make decisions as to what to do. Jason would like to see that. That was a special request. Some people an extra eye out for. Some lion would also be nice to see. A 25 lion plane would be good. But there's a pride of 5 lion here. They do occur. You sometimes, and that's adults, not just cubs. Cubs you typically don't include too much in a lion pride because they haven't matured and therefore don't really contribute to the pride. Now, speaking of lion, just got some tracks of what looks to be a male lion, potentially 2, but they are heading in the wrong direction, the direction we've already come from. So I'm not going to continue following up on those tracks, also due to the silt and casting issues in the direction that the lion tracks are heading, even if there's a strong broadcast. So the tough is it is separate tracks, and we are going to continue as it happens. We are limited to search certain areas. It's not a free-for-all out here, so that does impact and influence what we can and can't. We don't have free reign over all the properties within the Sabi Sats. It's understandable people are running some top-class safari lodges here, and there's certain standards and levels that need to be maintained in order to ensure the best possible service is given to the guests. What we can possibly do is show you the lion tracks for what it's worth. I don't know where the best spot for me to stop is. Is this okay here? So it looks like 2 individuals walked down this road. Could well have been the same 2 Birmingham boys that Mark showed you, whoever was watching yesterday evening. It could well have been them. Oh, a very pretty little riverbed here. Certainly not an easy one for Jason to show, but he's going to give it a bash because it's quite overgrown. Oh no, he's done well. My monitor flickered to life for a second. I really do love these riverbeds. Almost. We tried. We had a small window of opportunity there to show you. Oh! Round 2. Well done, don't worry, there's a round 3. So thankfully there's a few more Nyala passing across this road ahead of us, because the first one that we saw, we only got the back end of for you, sadly, but thankfully another 3 have come through now. Such pretty antelope, the Inyala. Even when it is just a glimpse of them. I copy, go ahead. Okay, copy. Apologies about the tapping sound that you can hear when we're on the move. We're going to try and establish what it is. Maybe it's this being loose. Yeah, that is what it must be. Okay. Thank you, sir. Any cable tie?
I've just unplugged that audio clip so it's not loud in the ears of the people. The cable ties have been taken out. There's this key on. Right. You're loud.
Sorry folks, just some running repairs here. It sounds like it is a necessity. Oh, don't do this. No, we just need one more cable tie. Oh, we're gonna get lucky. Yes, we are. Well, that should help a bit. We shall see. You're good, Joe. Well done. Well done. Okay. No problem, Alex. I'm glad we are up and running again. Got a message from Mary in Michigan saying thanks for going to check on the cub. And no problem, we certainly needed to make sure we knew what the end result was of that scenario, so I'm very glad we did go there. Even though we didn't find anything, the information we found was useful to us, and we can assume that the mother shadow and her cub did get away unharmed. By one stray raindrop on my forehead. Hopefully no more come. Yeah, so this is a fairly good spot for us to pan around the surroundings and show the weather that's coming in from the south. This is the northern end of the Arethusa airstrip, and I can see tracks of these same two male lions. So in all likelihood, yeah, the same two Birmingham boys that Mark saw last night, briefly, we're heading towards the airstrip, which is where we are now, and then they must have continued to where we had their tracks a little bit earlier. Sadly in the wrong direction. Questions just come through from Carol in Santa Monica asking whether the weather does affect the broadcasts. Morning Carol, welcome on board. I'm sure the weather does play a part. There's a lot of satellites involved in getting the stream all around the world, and bad weather I don't think helps satellites. Look at the squirrel there, Jason. So yes, I think the weather will certainly have an impact, but how much of an impact, I'm not entirely sure. I try to avoid the technical stuff as much as possible. There's also an incredibly cute and small bird of prey. Can you get it there, Jason? In this dead knobthorn.
Dead knobthorn way.
I need to roll forward a bit for you.
Oh, there.
Have you got it?
I can see it.
Or must I go forward, or will you be able to?
Go forward a squash.
Oh no! No! No!
Got it.
Well done. That was a little bird of prey, which you wouldn't think it was. Uh-oh, here comes the rain. Folks, we may have to cover the vehicle up with the top and if it does stop raining, so we will stop broadcasting. Just to warn you, it's not necessarily going to happen, but it could be at any stage that we have to abort mission. But yeah, Alex, I don't know, can you confirm what effects the weather has on the signal and broadcast? I don't know, and like I say, I try and avoid technical issues at all costs. It's not one of my strengths, the technical sides of this whole operation. But in terms of just broadcasting from a presenter and cameraman points of view, okay. Alex is saying heat also plays a part. If it's very hot, it causes problems with the broadcasting. And just from a point of view that if it's raining, even if we could have or did have good broadcasting signal, if it's wet, we can't go out because all of this equipment will get wet and then no longer work. So all in all, that it's fair to say that weather does have a huge impact on the broadcasting, whether it's the actual signal or for us just being out and physically being able to get out and show you animals is impossible when it's wet with the way the vehicles are currently configured. But thankfully, as time goes on and technology gets better, hopefully we will be able to go out in all kinds of weather conditions. Because a lot of the time, by the time you've been caught in a storm, you get wet, you're all drenched anyway. There's no point in racing home. You may as well just enjoy yourself out there because the damage has already been done. And it's quite nice to be out in nature in the rain, because typically as humans we seek shelter whenever it rains for obvious reasons, but to be out here in the rain can be quite an awesome experience. We've just stumbled upon a herd of elephants, which is great. There look to be some little youngsters in amongst them. It is very thick here, so what I'm going to try and do is get ahead of this herd and let them feed past us. Okay. Oh, slowly here. Slowly here. Oh, you're just coming to get a little snack, I see. She's got a big tick below her eye. She came very close to us there, this female. She's quite nice. It beats caffeine in the morning. It certainly does. I think an elephant will wake you up. Oh, hello. That one changed its mind. Xiluva and Makhombo Safari driveway, parallel road junction, heading north. Oh, here's a nice one coming through here, Jason, on the left. A little youngster with some takeaway. And it seems like it's on a serious little mission now. I want to see if I can try and get a little bit further ahead. There are still more feeding. This youngster might give us some attitude. I can see it's playful. Hello. It's the one that just let off that little trumpet there. Shortly we are going to be able to be in a position where we can turn the vehicle around and face them and then watch them feed past us. Ooh. Morning. What was that all about? Hey? I'm just going to turn the vehicle around quickly. It will be worthwhile in the long run. So give me a moment. Okay. That racket you can hear in the background are two lilac-breasted rollers having some kind of a dispute. Despite how beautiful they are, their call is less attractive. Oh, what has this one found down there that it needed to bend down to try and bite onto? I'm not too sure exactly what it was. But the youngsters do take many years to get properly to grips with their trunk and how it works, and until such point in time they do need to occasionally go down onto their knees to get the food they're looking for. Beautiful. Difficult for me to narrate in situations like this, folks, because I can't see exactly what Jason's filming, so I'd rather let him show you whatever he feels best and you can just enjoy interpreting what you see. But it is difficult because I may be looking at its eye and Jason may be focused on its trunk, and therefore for me to talk about its eye while you're looking at its trunk is not really going to work out too well. So I feel that less talking is better than more. Paul's just mentioned, and morning Paul, that, or noticed that all of their temporal glands are leaking or sweating, and the temporal glands are a little gland just behind the eye where you can see water has, not water, secretion or liquid has come out of those glands. So have to keep an eye on this female because it was the same one that gave us a little bit of attitude on the way in, and she is close by. But Paul, even judging from their behavior since we've seen them, other than the one female, a little bit of attitude initially, they've been very calm with us, so I don't think it's fair for us to say that they're stressed at the moment, but they may have been through some kind of a stress, certainly. But it's also, I believe, in an emotional indicator, not necessarily only stressful emotions, but even possibly happy emotions. So hard to read into exactly what would have caused their temporal glands to be sweating. Some form of excitement, whether it was negative or positive excitement, it's hard to tell. But a good question, and well noted, that they are, or a lot of their temporal glands are sweating. Sadly though, now the area they've headed into is a bit too thick for us to continue following them, so we will let them be. I also want to start trying to get a little bit closer back to Juma in case it does indeed rain. Sorry Jason, I don't know, I just heard something there. I don't know if it was you or the elephant.
Maybe behind us.
So I do want to try and get a little bit closer back to Juma in case the heavens do open. That way we can hurry back to shelter and show that all this equipment stays dry. The drizzle is coming thicker. Go ahead with the question, Alex. Copy, thanks for that question, Alex. Alex has just asked a question that was sent through from Gloria. Excuse me, and good morning, Gloria. Welcome on board. Gloria's asked a very good question, and that is why the elephants don't attract a lot of oxpeckers. Now, even though we could see one tick on the eye of that elephant, it's potentially got to do with a few things. That elephant don't carry too many oxpeckers, too many ticks. But I think more importantly than that is that the elephants actually don't tolerate the oxpeckers on them at all. So that could also be a contributing factor to why the oxpeckers don't visit the elephants as much as the other animals, or at all really. But it is very strange. They're only one of the only herbivores that will not tolerate or not attract the oxpecker. It's an interesting one. Copy, thanks. Alex has just let me know another two antelope that don't really tolerate the oxpeckers are the waterbuck and the hartebeest. So those are another two to add to the list along with the elephants, and thank you for that, Alex. Okay, this weather is now looking considerably less promising than it was earlier. But we will continue until we are certain that we can no longer go on. Stations crossing back to Wheels. Morning stations, any updates please? Just cross back from Safari. Okay, copy, thanks very much. It's drizzling here. I'm on the Gowrie Main, heading towards Twin Dams and Vulture's Nest, and it's drizzling here. At Buffelshoek it's raining hard. Uh-oh. Okay, copy, thank you very much. I've just got a report that not far north of us it's raining very hard, which is going to make me get even closer to Djuma than I was planning on going. I thought it was just going to be this drizzle, but thankfully one of the guides has just let us know that it is raining quite hard further north. It won't necessarily come here, but we do need to be ready to get out of the rain. We're not really well equipped for wet weather on these vehicles, so we just need to make sure we don't take any chances. But this is a chance we will take, and that's to look at all these really cute little wildebeest that are so close to us. I found it incredible how quickly their horns are growing. Oh, hello. herbivores get very skittish in the wind, and it is very windy, and the reason for that, understandably, is they're kind of losing one of their senses, and that is their sense of hearing, because when it's very windy like this, how are they going to hear anything approaching them? The sound of any predator's approach will be muffled by the wind, so that's why they're a little bit jumpy. I want to try and check as much as I can in and around the lodge here for any tracks before it does rain any harder, in case it does rain any harder, because when it rains, that rain is going to wash away any tracks that may give us insight into where animals may have moved last night, so we can keep a rough tab on where they are. Because if it does rain hard and we don't have any idea where they've moved to last night, we're going to be playing a very long game of catch up. I guess that view through there, Jason, is one you might be able to try and show them to give them an idea of how soupy it is. How's that coming out? Oh yeah, that's painting a good picture. The monitor's just come back to life. So this is the weather we're experiencing here at the moment, folks. Not ideal, certainly. But hopefully it stays like this, and then we can continue. If it gets any heavier though, we are going to have trouble. And the fact that it's heavier not far away is concerning me. Go ahead. Okay, copy. Thank you very much. Okay, copy. Thanks very much, Texan. I'll just keep listening on the radio, but I don't think I'm going to take a chance coming out there. Copy. Well done. Enjoy it. Okay. This weather's not getting any better, folks. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to the cover where we can shelter this vehicle, and if the weather does improve, we'll come back out again. We'll send a message out on Twitter, but unless we do that, as you can see ahead of us, this weather is not looking good, and we're not going to be able to do a proper job broadcasting to you this morning, which I'm very sorry about. But it's just the way it is. However, if it does somehow clear in the next half an hour or so, we will try and get out again. It can be frustrating, this rain, but it is the key ingredient for life out here, so without it none of this would be here, or us, I guess.
Why'd you leave your tree in the middle of the road?
We need to actually tell Candace about that. Yeah, now the rain's getting harder, and even where Texan is out on Buffalo or further to the east of us, he said it's raining hard there. Alex, why would you like me to do that? Negative? This weather does not look like it's going to clear, folks. We'll show you one last view. Not that it's a view, but it gives you an idea of the soupy, rainy weather that surrounds us. And this is no good for what we're trying to do here. Not good for my bird book either. Well, like I say, if it does clear up again, we'll head out. If not, we'll see this afternoon, hopefully. But this weather could be here for a while. Having said that though, most of my weather predictions have been terrible over the last few weeks, so I could well be wrong with regards to what is going to happen with the weather, but at the moment it's just not going to work being out here. Keep an eye on Twitter though, because if things do change, we will be sure to put up a quick warning to say that we've come live again. But until then, I'm just a few moments away from going into the shelter where this vehicle parks. Until then, folks, and it's still a little bit wet, but not too wet, and we are driving quite quickly, so you may be wondering what the rush is. We're in a rush to see hopefully a leopard, and the youngster that I've never seen before, and we're not too far away, so we just thought that there is this little gap in the weather, and we'll do whatever we can to get back out again and show you this leopard. It's apparently only 1 year old, so it should be quite cute and playful. There's one vehicle that's been waiting for us to get here to make sure that they had our sightings, which is very kind of them. It's a bit wet. Once we get there, hopefully they'll be building up on screen as much as they are now. Anyway, welcome back, and I hope we still have a few with us. The rain was simply too heavy to continue broadcasting, so go ahead. Short. That's actually perfect for now, but I may ask you some questions if you stay out or just on your way back. Thank you so much for that info. Okay, awesome. I look forward to it. Sorry folks, I was just getting some updates from the vehicle in that sighting, and he's actually just a private landowner here. He's not one of the guides. He's got his own special little piece of land here. Copy that, I'll turn off here. Copy, thanks so much. Okay, wonderful folks. We are here now, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this animal. You'll see the other vehicle briefly as we pass by down in this dip that's kindly waited for us through the rain to make sure that we get a visual of this animal. I really didn't think we'd be coming out again when that rain set in, so this is a huge, huge bonus for us. Thanks so much, yours. Now, as Jason zooms in, you'll begin to notice this beautiful leopard. Oh, she is a beauty, and she looks full-bellied. So this is a young female, I believe, who's just about a year old, and she does have a brother of the same age, from the same litter, as well as a mother that they're still spending time with, so we're not sure where they are at the moment. They could well rejoin later. I'm just going to move the vehicle forward slightly to give Jason a better angle to work with. Beautiful. Yours, did you see the brother and the mother? Okay.
They were all three of them were here.
Okay.
But she stayed behind.
Okay.
And she was playing on this branches here.
Good photos? Good. So, I'm not sure if you could hear that, but Jors did let us know that she was here with her brother and mother not too long ago, but they've continued off into some thicker vegetation where would have been very difficult to follow them. So thankfully she has stayed behind here, and she's been playing around on some of these trees in the area. There's a dead fallen down tree between us and her now that apparently she was playing on, so Jors is very happy. I'm sure he got some great photographic opportunities. And haven't we just been so lucky? After having been here 2 months, we've seen 3 new leopards in the last 48 hours, 2 of which being Shadow and her cub, and now this young female. I wonder what she's looking back at there. She could be looking back at her brother or mother that may have come back and may be calling her, because she is certainly looking back quite intently, and she is looking in the direction where Jors mentioned, and now she's just followed a hornbill that's landed in the tree. So you may have seen her change her direction of where her head was looking, and she followed in a hornbill that landed in the tree between us and her. I'm just going to try and get a little bit closer, folks, and see if we can get you some better images of her. So, stand by. It's a bit risky because I fear we may not be able to get shots of her face from where I'm going here, but let's try. Well, we're going to have a small gap through the branches that actually might be quite nice for a short space of time. And I am just going to keep an eye behind us to make sure her mother doesn't return. Oh, looks like we're in for some action. She could just be reshuffling, repositioning. She's currently in a buffalo thorn tree, which has got very nasty hooked thorns as well as straight thorns, so she might get a little bit tangled up here. Let's wait and see. Oh, okay. The mother is called Inkanyeni, which is the daughter of the beacon female, and Inkanyeni was the other, well, it's the beacon female and the Jordan male that gave birth to Inkanyeni female, and then these are the 2 cubs. Well, that little plan to reposition the vehicle didn't work out too well. So we are going to go back to where we were initially. I wonder if it's worth taking a gamble and going down for the mother and the brother. Joris, do you think it might be worth one of us going to check Buffelshoek Dam for the other two? I'm even happy to go here. I'm even happy to go here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, no problem. You do what you need to do. Yeah, we're going to have a decent one from where we are back now. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Okay. Apologies, folks, for my lack of talking to you, but I just needed to run a plan through yours, and I think he needs to sadly go back home. His son needs to, I think, leave the reserve today, so he's got some time pressure, which is not ideal. But we will spend a little bit more time here with this young female, and then if she doesn't do anything and she gets quite comfortable here, we're not far from Buffelshoek Dam, and I'm hoping that we could find the mother and the other cub, her brother, playing around at the dam. But it would be a gamble to leave her, so let's just spend another 5 or so minutes here. We're going to battle to get a good view, which is another reason why I'm inclined to possibly leave. She's got herself into a seriously strange but surprisingly comfortable looking spot. And I don't think she's going to go anywhere. Romeo, what do you think? Should we take a quick gamble and go and have a look at Buffelshoek Dam for the jackpot prize of the mother and brother playing?
I reckon let's go.
Cool. Okay. Folks, like I say, she looks very comfortable there, as you can see, and we're going to battle to get a good view of her from anywhere here. So let's shoot off quickly to Buffelshoek Dam, and we can always come back if we like. Wonderful. Well, like I said, really coming out in, so to be able to come out just in itself is a bonus. And to be able to come out and come straight to a leopard that we've never seen before is a huge, huge bonus. So really happy about that. Let's follow this road down here and see if we don't come up with any sign of her mother and brother. It could be anywhere here. But we are in the area of Buffelshoek Dam, so maybe they have headed down there. Just going to drive nice and slowly. Sadly, it's going to be very difficult to see tracks now on this road, but I will keep an eye out. Oh, this is exciting. Come on, Lincoln. So this little road that we're on takes us through to the back of Buffelshoek Dam. It's a less commonly used road. It takes us onto the side of the dam that we usually look onto from the other roads when we're filming. So this will be a nice different perspective for you, and hopefully a different perspective that also includes two leopard that you're not used to seeing. take a little bit of a chance here and see if we can get down this. I've got a feeling they might be lying up in this riverbed. Ooh. Okay. No immediate sign of them here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drive a little bit up this riverbed and see if firstly we don't see any of their tracks indicating that they've already passed through. Or maybe we get lucky and actually just find them. Copy, thanks Alex. I will ask you to repeat those when I bring them up. Thank you so much for that. Okay. No sign of him here. Just wants to go there. Okay. Just don't know how much further we'll be able to get you, Jason. So. What we will maybe be able to do is actually sneak back out here, which is useful. Okay. So no luck yet, but I still think we could get lucky in finding the mother in the so we will continue our search. Just want to go and check on the other side of the dam and maybe we'll get lucky there. If not, we will head back to the female, who's called Xiluva. According to Alex, I think my pronunciation is correct, and that means flower, so she's been named Flower for exactly what reason I'm not too sure, but you can let your mind wander. Possibly she spends a lot of time in flowers, or simply because she's very pretty. Necessary to squeeze through that gap. Either way, no sign of them here, so they could be anywhere really. They were heading down towards this dam. I'm guessing they're potentially lying up in the riverbed that we did briefly look in. But it is very thick and we need to be able to somehow try and look through that whole riverbed. We will have a few pokes in on the way back further upstream of where we did manage to look and search earlier. So let's see how it goes. At 1 year of age, the leopard cubs will be used to spending time alone. They would be left a lot of the time by their mother when she goes out hunting, so that they don't ruin her opportunities with their lack of hunting skills. So it's not uncommon for them to split up, and that's why that little female that we did see obviously felt comfortable spending some time on her own. So now I'm just going to see if there aren't any little access points that take us closer to this riverbed where I'm guessing her brother and mother are. So we came out here, we've checked up to that point. Let's see if we can't poke our nose in here somewhere. Not ideal. Now I'm just going to check this one last spot if we don't have any luck. I don't want to spend too much time away from that other female for the fear that she may get up and disappear and we will then miss that action. No sign of them here. How's everything there, Jason? Good. Oopsie. That was a little stall. Let's hope we just pop out of here. There we go. Okay, so where could they have gone? The mother and the brother. Who knows? Hopefully she's still here. Yep, she still is. So we're in luck. The other two haven't gone anywhere. I'm wondering if they're not lying up very close by here. No. Okay, now how to get the best view of her? Beautiful flowers here on this round leaf teak. Not going to be easy for Jason because they're blowing in the wind. but nice to appreciate some of the floral beauty, not only the fauna. No. Do you have a remotely decent shot there, Romeo? So sadly this vegetation is very thick and we're gonna battle to get a different angle on her. How much longer do we have? 15 minutes. I'm almost tempted to continue the search for her mother and brother. Well, hopefully, considering the fact that she has made it this far, to a year of age, she is going to make it to adulthood. Each day that they grow, it becomes more likely that they will make it to adulthood. And like I say, considering she's made it this far, the odds are stacked now more heavily in her favor to actually reach independence, which will happen anywhere in the next 6 months to a year's time. She could expect to be picked out by her mother and probably form a territory adjacent to her mother's. Copy, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, just to let you know, depending on how things go, we will in all likelihood extend this broadcast and make the most of these leopard sightings, or this leopard sighting, and hopefully the one of her mother and her brother, which he are going to go and look for again. There's another road that I can take and we can come to her in the time. We're not shut down in 12 minutes. As per usual, we're going to stay live for a bit longer. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are too. And instead of taking that road again, I'm going to take another road that takes us around onto the other side of Buffalo's Hook Dam, and hopefully between here and there we have some sign of them. The rain is still coming and going in waves, the drizzle, so let's hope it doesn't get in the way of our plan. Now the rain is getting heavier. Anyway, we'll continue for as long as we can. Just means Jason might have to wipe the monitor more regularly than he has been. But he is perfecting the art of doing it in one smooth stroke. Okay. Don't do this to us, rain. Come on. So we will be turning onto this road shortly that brings us out onto the other side of Buffelshoek Dam. But this rain is a problem because the camera is getting soaked, which is not sustainable. What I think we're going to have to do, folks, is cover up, and we'll continue looking for the mother and her brother. If we do have any luck, we will let you know, but if not, we are going to have to cover up, sadly, now because the camera is getting too wet. So stay tuned on Twitter, or I'm not sure how you are getting the updates, but Alex will make sure that you do get any updates if we do go live again. If not, I'm sorry, but at least we did get this brief visual of Xiluva, the flower, the young leopard that we saw, and hopefully this afternoon they'll still be in this area and the rain would have stopped. So until then, we are going to just cover this up like that and just keep our camera dry. So yeah, not ideal. Alex, we still there? Well, thankfully, the leopard is providing us with an even better view. Taking a turn for the better, we did loop around to Buffelshoek Dam and then back on another road. So all in all, we've checked 3 different roads in the general direction that mother and her brother were heading in, but couldn't come up with any sign of them, which is no major issue, but I just did have the urge to go and look for them, having known that they were nearby, and they probably still are nearby, but I just couldn't resist that opportunity to look for them. But now that we've done that, we can get comfortable here and see what this young female decides to do with her morning. It still is drizzling, but not too heavily. So hopefully if it stays like this, we'll be able to spend some time out here. Do you think I should reverse a tiny bit, Jason?
Yes. There you go.
Wonderful. Now if we're very lucky, she'll come down this tree and lead us to her mother and her brother, and wouldn't that just be wonderful? She is looking intently in the direction where they apparently did head towards, so she may be getting a little bit lonely now and thinking of reuniting. But hard to say, I've never seen this leopard before, and if I had have, I'm maybe inclined to make a few more guesses as to what she may do. But because I don't know her personality at all, I can tell she's seemingly very relaxed with the vehicles, which is great. Jason's made a makeshift cover for the camera with his jersey to try and keep it dry, so it's actually almost worth me taking a picture of and tweeting so you guys can see what it's all about. Jason in action here in the rain. Okay, bringing out my sophisticated cell phone camera. Oh, I'm a bit too close here. I make smiley face there, Jason. Okay.
Can you roll forward a squash, please?
Oh, look, she's moved around in this time. Sorry, folks, I'm losing focus here, and hopefully she's going to come down this tree at any given stage. How are we looking?
A little bit more. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yes, there's another leopard here. I've just seen the other leopard. I don't know where it came from, but I'm going to move forward, and there's another leopard. Can you believe it? I think it's been here the whole time.
Oh, hello.
Where did it go? Oh, wow. Yay. This other leopard has probably been here the whole time. And I'm not sure if it's her mother or her brother yet.
She's got a big saw on the left.
Okay, I'm just going to reposition quickly, folks. Oh, she's not interested in his plan. And now she's found another branch, it looks like, to lie on. Well, this right here is a very, very good situation to be in. Two one-year-old leopard cubs, both fairly full-bellied. And I'm hoping they're going to provide us with some entertainment in the next few moments that we spend with them. Wouldn't it be interesting to know where their mother's gone? She could well have moved off to get a break from their playfulness and nagging, and also potentially try and secure their next meal. I'm guessing they are moving from a kill that they've just completed feeding on, judging from their bellies. This is wonderful. Try and get my camera out and ready, because like I say, I think we could be spoiled with some incredible sightings and interactions between these two, provided their fillies don't cause them to fall asleep. So we just need to be patient and wait for them to get into some slightly better positions for us. Oh, there goes the female. She's just jumped down. Thank you, Alex. Alex is reminded Makhombo, which means troubles, and Yors, the other vehicle who stayed with these animals for us to ensure we got to see them, said that he's been treed by a lion 3 times and managed to escape on all occasions, and that is why he is called Troubles, because he often finds himself in some sticky situations, but he's made it through to now. And I am just gonna reposition first, because I've got a feeling that he may want to go and play with his sister shortly, and if he doesn't, I think she's going to provide us with a few better views now that she's moved out into the open. So let's see what happens here. Wow, well, this is really lucky. And there we are, driving on everywhere looking for the brother and the mother, and the brother was here all along. Not going to have much of a view from here, are you, Jace, of the male? Let's stay on the female. We'll come back to the male. Although we might have actually an incredible view from here. That might be worth just stopping and having a quick look at. Beautiful.
Forwarded
A centimetre? Of course I can. Can you see that female?
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. That's the ship.
Beautiful. Look at that, folks. This is just absolutely magic. And I wonder if he's going to start following his sister, or whether we should start following her. We are quite close to our boundary, and I fear that if she crosses one road we won't be able to stay with her. So I think let's go and see what she's up to, because she is on the move, and then we'll come back to the brother, or just assume that the brother will follow her. See, this road she's crossing over now is the boundary, so I just thought let's give you one last glimpse of her before she heads into an area where we cannot continue to view her, sadly. Hopefully she'll look back at us just once. Oh. There's a little termite mound that she might be making her way up. Come on, please go up the termite mound for us. Please. So she disappeared into a bush at the base of this termite mound, but was heading towards it. Whether she... Oh, there, see, she's poking her head out at us. There, Romeo, you got it?
Where?
At the base of the bush. You can just see her little... This is so cute. We've got such an awesome view of her poking her head out at us. I mean, imagine driving past here, folks. It would be impossible to see that unless you were hardly even moving. Please poke your head out again. Oh, here she comes. Look at that. Absolutely marvelous. She is playing out of her boots. And now up the termite mound for us. Come on then. We all know you want to. She's going to hopefully perch herself right on top of it. Am I going to have to roll back, Romeo?
You're going to have to stay exactly where you are.
Oh, sorry. By exactly you mean 2 centimeters back.
Yeah, it was perfect where she's doing.
Very inquisitive. I wonder what she can smell in there or hear. They try and catch just about anything that moves, young leopards. And I'm hoping once she has finished sniffing about there that she's going to perch herself on top of this termite mound, but not necessarily. And Romeo, just keep an eye behind us that this male isn't approaching us, please. because we don't want to miss out on getting a good shot of him walking towards us if he is feeling like he's being left out. Well, this is the beauty of young animals and viewing them in cloudy weather like this, cloudy, cool weather. They may provide us with a lot of entertainment. What is it that has got her attention? It could be dwarf mongoose, could be a lizard, a rodent of sorts. But there's something in there that she's definitely very interested in. But now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the grand termite mound. There we go, look at this. Look at you. Look back at us now. Absolutely marvelous. Too good to be true. Too good to be true. Look at the tail, just, that is awesome. Sadly the monitor's not working, so I'm sure Romeo's doing a great job with the camera, but I cannot compliment him too much because I don't know exactly what he's doing. But this is a magical... Oh, there's the other one. That could be the mother or the male. So that's the one we're going to go and look at now. You know, you're having a great day when you're not sure which leopard to look at. It looks to be like the male. Oh no, hold on. That, I think, is the mother. Ooh. Time will tell. Can you tell yet, Jason? It does have, it looks like...
That's the same one, look at his...
Oh, that wound.
Yeah, that wound is correct.
I didn't see the wound earlier. Ooh. Okay, so he has come into some troubles in his time. I'm not sure exactly what caused those big gashes on either of his rump. But something would have. Possibly lion, possibly hyena. Who knows, possibly even a male leopard. Quite a nasty gash, but nothing for him to worry about. It looks clean and not infected. But he does have one on each rump. Absolutely wonderful. Well, I'm glad we did manage to get a visual of this brother slinking back. Sadly now they are no longer on the property that we can traverse, but I'm hoping to get some glimpses of them from the roadside. Let's go and have a look what this female's got up to. No sign of her. She could just be behind the termite mound where we last saw her, but from where we are here we cannot see her. So we'll go and see if we can get another visual of the brother. large tree he was heading towards. I'm hoping he would have climbed up it, or maybe planning on climbing up it first. Also, no further sign of him though. It's incredible how quickly they can disappear. Oh, there he goes up the tree. Quickly, quickly, quickly. So he did in fact climb up this tree that we were hoping he would. And you'll probably be able to see him now. We only saw him a split second ago. As you can see directly below him, it's very thick. And that tree prevented us from seeing him actually going up until the last second. But as I mentioned earlier, young leopard cubs like this, 1-year-old leopard cubs, are so playful that for viewing purposes you can get absolutely spoilt rotten when you find them, as we have been this morning. How's that shot coming out, Jason?
Pretty well, actually.
Okay, good. Whew, I'm beginning to microwave in my raincoat here, so time to get that off. Jason, are you glad you had that bowl of cereal before we headed back out?
Very glad.
Okay, good. I'm regretting not having one. Okay. So this is the 11th different leopard that Jason has seen since he's been here, and isn't that incredible? In just over 2 months, 2.5 months, he's seen 11 different leopard, and that really is an incredible statistic, because a lot of people will go a lifetime without seeing one. So I'm glad he's kept track of how many he's seen since he arrived here in the Sabi Sands, and it is one of the best places in Africa to view leopard, that is for sure. Oh, I wonder where the mother is. Like I say, she could have headed off to get away from their playfulness and have some time to rest and relax, and also focus on securing their next meal. And then she'll come back into this general area, and as you would have seen, they have moved around a fair amount in the time that we've been here, but she'll come back into this general area, and they'll know not to go too far, and with her contact course she'll be able to get a hold of them. Thinking of just trying to get a different area. So stand by. Oh no, I don't know if we can pop over there. That could be a problem. through the foliage at us. Also this way, if he does move again, which I'm guessing he's going to, because they do appear to be fairly restless, these two cubs, and so nice to be able to see a brother and a sister together. What would be ideal is if we could see them in the same shot, and that way be able to compare their sizes with one another. She may come down to this tree and sniff them out and join in, or she may stay on her own, hard to tell. Sadly though, in this riverbed area we are limited to moving around to get better angles. It's a Cape turtle dove that you can hear calling, and it's actually right above us, but you won't be able to see it sadly, even if Jason did try and show you in the camera. But there's two Cape turtle doves right above us, and a leopard also above us, but not directly above us. We'll give it a few more minutes here. Oh, there we go. And I was going to say, if he doesn't change position in a few more minutes, then we can reposition elsewhere. But now that he has gone there, I can just move the vehicle a little bit, and we should get a great view. There we go. This should work. Jason, are you happy?
So happy.
Good. No. That's not what we wanted, but no, I don't think my phone's on. Let me just check. Jason's picking up some audio. No, I'm on airplane mode. Well, the fact that he did move around doesn't help us immediately, but we did have a nice view of him temporarily. But what it does mean is that he is restless, and that's good, because the more he moves around, the more we are entertained with watching him move around. So I'm guessing it won't be very long before he does do his next move, but until then we can just relax and enjoy the view we do have. He's battling to get comfortable, so we can expect him to shift around shortly again. I wonder if he's been up this tree before. There's a strong chance he has. and he'll be, I'm sure, quite aware of his surroundings now within his mother's territory, where he would have spent the last year. And they do spend a lot of time alone. That is important to realize. The mother does need to go out and hunt in order to feed the family, and in order to do that she does often leave them for sometimes days on end. And then during those days the young leopards will explore the area they left in, and I'm sure get to know a lot of different trees and areas very well. And that's so important for them to know this area well, because it is where they will initially exist after she does start to force them away. She'll tolerate them in her territory, but what she won't tolerate is too much is them stealing all of her food and continuing to eat all of her food and getting in the way of her raising the next litter. While we wait for him to change angles though, there's a beautiful golden orb web spider doing its business here. So I think we should make the most of this. Got it, Jason?
Yeah.
Well, this is the biggest one I've seen this season, and it really is a beauty. Oh, just doing some web maintenance, it looks like, at the moment. And how's the picture coming out there, Jason?
On the wrong spider.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm sure as soon as Jason gets the right spider. Which one were you looking at?
There's one little one in there. I was wondering why you were so surprised how big it was.
Beautiful. So it is a very, very pretty spider now that Jason has found the right one. And this is about half grown. It's going to get about twice this size in leg length and body size. And they create an incredibly strong web, the golden orb web spider. Strong enough to even catch small birds in it. They don't aim to catch small birds, but they sometimes do by mistake. But the leopard has changed its position to a very nice one, so I think we should also try and get the most of this opportunity now with the leopard. So enough of the spider. Until it starts doing some more web building, we can focus on this beautiful leopard now that is facing us, although it is looking quite sleepy. At least it is awake. Beautiful. I can hear a vehicle. Can you see a vehicle? I'm just wondering if it's the other vehicle that have come back to look for the leopard now that he's dropped his son off. The horse, very nice man. Yours. Are you out again? Okay, copy. I can hear your audio. I'm with the brother now. If you come back onto the cut line, we'll make space for you. On Buffelshoek, they've just moved north in that same drainage line. Okay, well, we've had a great visual from here, and I do want to make space for yours to come in here. A, because it's a property. B, because he did stay here in order to make sure we got to see them. So now I want to return that favor to him and just make a little bit of space here. Whoopsie. But in the process, I don't want to crash the car or roll it, so I'm just going to focus for a second or two while I get out of his way. No, yours. We've done well. Seriously, he's lying up in the Jackalberry. Taken there the whole time. I'm fairly sure he was hidden there.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Okay, yeah. So he popped out, and then she headed a little bit further up here and lay up next to a termite mound.
Did you have good visuals of her?
Yeah, both of them. Great visuals.
Yeah,
Thanks so
nice.
much. She's beautiful. What happened to him? How did he get those cuts on his rump? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I think it's the.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I think it's the third time or fourth time you can see him. Then it's this thing, then another thing.
Okay.
I watched him 2 times hiding in the tree and the matimbas underneath the tree there.
Really, eh?
Underneath the tree there.
Really, eh? Oh,
That's why we
jeez.
call him Makhombo, which means trouble.
Okay. Cool, well enjoy, and we're going to have a look for the female, see if she's up there, and then head back. Thanks so. Okay. So, I'm glad we could return the favor to yours there. Actually, the rain is coming down again now, so it probably is a wise time for us to stop this broadcast and head back. But let's just have one little look if we can't see this female. Anyway. Well, if she is still at the base of that termite mound, there's a Cape turtle dove. Imagine if we just saw her flying up and catching this Cape turtle. No visual of her, but our last visual was at this termite mound where we are. Sorry. So, well, from us and this Cape turtle dove, good? Okay. Where we last saw her, it's going to be a goodbye from myself and Jason. We've carried on quite long over the regular broadcast time. So, from myself and Jason, a big thank you for staying on with us, and I'm glad that you did get to see 2 new leopard today, both a young female and a young male, Makhombo and Xiluva. Trouble and flower is what they mean, those names mean. Certainly be coming back here this afternoon to follow up on them. Hopefully we'll get to see them. Hopefully they'll come further into our property and not further into the wrong way. But a big thank you from myself and also to Alex in control and Jason on camera, and we will see you this afternoon.